Y'all, there is a confirmation on TikTok thanks to the tariff that everything is made in China. I know what you're saying. I did my research. It's not the same. Yes, it is. You guys, the TikTokers have done the big one. Watch this. See the evidence. You will never look at some dummy walking around with an $89,000 Birkin again. Not saying if you paid $89,000, you're a rich dummy, but it's still a dummy. On top of that, you know your girl did some digging. Watch to the end. I actually found the top 3 people the top 3 manufacturers that are giving up the goods. And again, this is not a scam. Google it. It's all over the news. I know Hermès, Louis Vuitton. Hermès bag only costs $300 to make, and you can get it shipped directly from the same manufacturer. Hermès, Louis Vuitton, and guess what? They also uncovered that all this fine French leather, it comes from Africa. Y'all, let's get into this and wait till the end. If you want to see where you can order your own stuff, and I'm talking everything from clothes wear, shoes, bags, housewares, refrigerators, everything. Man, and that's what these capitalistic brand names in this economy, baby, run me my coins. Let's get into it.
Some say as long as there's a tag saying made in China, the bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own factories and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that. That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury. Now, close your eyes. Let's just do a little, very easy experiment in your head, okay? Imagine that you have an Hermès bag, and suddenly the label on it changed from made in France into made in China, while everything else, like leathers, zippers, and hardware, remain the same. Do you suddenly feel that your bag is not as luxury as before? If you do, that means you have been misled and poisoned by the market campaign of those luxury brands for too long. Welcome to the real world. Now you see, those bags are made in China by our intelligent and diligent Chinese artisans. Let's not be poisoned and misled by the market campaign any longer and be a real person. Buy a bag from us, from our factory in China. See the real world for yourself.
Crash out. Seriously, I'm crashing out. China, they on our ass. Let me tell you something. Y'all see all these damn bags that I have? Okay? These are the bags they're talking about. Like, I have a Birkin, a Fendi, a Louis. I've never even used this bag yet. A Chanel, Louis, Fendi, Chanel, Gucci, Louis. And you're telling me what I have spent on all these bags, I could have went to China and got them and not spent all this money? China, I'm coming. But let me just show you all the bags that I actually really have. Look at this. Jacquemus, Louis, Hermès, Louis, Dior, 3 Chanels, Fendi. Why is it all? Chanel, Louis, Chanel, Louis, Gucci, Chanel. All of this stuff that I spent my hard-earned money on, all of this, are you freaking telling me that I overpaid for all of this shit? Let me go on Expedia or wherever and find me an airline ticket to China, because I'm coming to see y'all. Look for me. And I also want to add that this Louis wallet, it legit say made in France. Made in France. I am now checking all my shit. China. I'm coming.
We're on trade war TikTok. You know, Trump came out and he said, you know what, China, 145% tariff on anything that comes from China, you know, minus the cell phones and the laptops and some electronics. And you know, Trump is getting scared right now. Okay. But then China came back and they just clapped back so hard, and they are exposing all of these luxury brands. And you know what China did? They rolled the dice, specifically the Coach dice. Guys, these are my Coach dice. I got them last weekend. It says Coach on the little hang tag, and then on the back of it, it literally says made in China, okay? Saw that one TikTok from Send Bags with that guy, and he was going over all of the hardware and the material cost to make the Hermès Birkin bag. Guys, this is the Walmart Birkin bag. Where do you think this was made? In China, okay? I got it in black. I also have it in brown. And lastly, I have it in orange too, guys. The H orange, yes. Interested, you can still find like the Walmart Birkin or the Walmart Kelly on the TikTok shop. I see them. Some of them have free shipping, some of them don't. They're like between 85 and like 120 bucks. You know what? I probably have some in my showcase. If you're interested, check it out. This is my Louis Vuitton monogrammed embossed leather long wallet, okay? I love this wallet. I think it's amazing. I think it looks great. Canal Street, $20, guys, okay? And you know what? I think, here's the thing. It's not like this is going to be like washing clothes or like, you know, it's a wallet, guys, you know, and all of these people on TikTok, they are coming out and you see all of these manufacturers, all of these suppliers, and they say, you know what? This is made in the same factory as the other ones that you're paying $2,000 for. I just got this one on Canal Street for 20 bucks. I've seen some manufacturers on TikTok recently come out and say the Chanel double flap, yeah, this costs like $40 to make. It's not. Why is Chanel charging us $10,000 for this bag? Lastly, the Gucci Marmont camera bag, okay? I love it, you know. But why is Gucci charging us $2,000, $3,000 for this when the manufacturers are out here outing every luxury brand out there? Hermès, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, YSL, Prada, and they say, you know what? All of that stuff, that bag is made in China, and then they ship it to maybe Italy or France, and they add a couple touches, and then they add their own stamping inside, and they say, made in lowercase Italy, okay? And I'm just like, my mother, she has this saying that the American dream, everything here, the American dream is actually made in China. And you know what? Now that I think about it and I say that out loud, I don't think she's wrong, you know? China is standing up for itself right now and saying, you know what? We're here to fight this trade war. And as an American consumer, okay, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm here for it, okay? I don't think anything on this shelf is worth more than like $250 at the most, you know? And then Send Bags came out and said that $40,000 Birkin bag that Hermès is charging you $40,000 for, we can make that bag, that cost of making that bag is $1,400. So why is America, the richest country in the world, just out here, just totally blindsided and paying these ridiculous, astronomical prices? And on a final note, especially in the state of the economy that we are in right now in the United States of America, is it really wise to spend $40,000 on a Birkin bag when you can buy the Walmart Birkin for like $100, let's be honest, and then you can put the other $39,900 into a 401k, you know, put it into your Roth, put it into, invest it, you know, buy a home. That's a down payment on a home, $39,900. Like, go use that, go buy your first home, guys, come on.
As a fashion design major, and I have a degree in fashion design, I'm absolutely loving y'all crash out and lose y'all mind over these luxury brands that have been bullshitting you for centuries. Once I went to school and I learned that most of these luxury items are made in China or overseas and then finished in a European country, I was like, I'm never spending the money on a bag ever. I've bought some stuff in my day, big up DHgate, but I do have a pair of Gucci's that my brother, rest his soul, he did buy me. But other than that, once I like that, even with clothes, like, it's so hard for me to shop nowadays because I don't even do fast fashion. But back to luxury stuff. People are learning that they have saved and spent their hard-earned money on products that were made in China, which is not bad. But for these luxury companies who've been saying that, oh, this is made in Europe, designed in Europe, they've been lying to y'all. And I love to see y'all crash out because, oh, you spent your whole check on some Gucci's that were made in China, not even made in Europe. Oh, you spent all that bread on a Fendi bag just for you to find out it's made in the same, that is made in the same factory that counterfeit bags are made in, but it's legitly from the... I'm loving the veil being ripped off y'all faces. Materialism, consumerism is bringing down this country so bad. And big up China for ripping the veil off of our faces and realizing that what we really think it is, it ain't. And honestly, I've been trying to say this for years. I actually kind of stopped talking about it. I just went about my own life, not buying luxury items and shit like that. But I'm sorry, but
Wholesalers, it's 2024 and you still don't know who are the suppliers behind Dior? Their knitwears and cardigans are from Beyond Garments from Hangzhou. Beyond Garments is also the supplier behind many luxury brands from America and Europe like Sandra, Maj, Versace. Second, most of the Dior's cosmetic products are actually produced by Taiho Group, which is also the supplier behind Lancome and Loewe. Third, 24-hour packaging technology from Shenzhen provide exquisite packaging and bags for Dior. Of course, Dior has their own factories in many countries, supplies different products for them. If you want to know more about this part of the information, tell me in the comment section so I'll prepare for my next videos.
The bags come from China, but the leather comes from Nigeria. The bags are manufactured in China, but the leather, the exotic skins, the snake skin, the alligator, it comes from Kano, Nigeria. Come on in, let's talk about it. Yes, because I love that the Chinese manufacturers are coming on here and asserting that they are producing these luxury bags and luxury goods, but also Black people have a hand in that manufacturing by way of tanneries in Kano, Nigeria. So a tannery is an institution, a business in which you are converting animal products like skins, leather, suede, alligator skins, snake skins, all kinds of exotic skins into textiles so that they can be used for goods, clothing, bags. And Kano, Nigeria is headquarters, world headquarters for this practice. And they have long since been headquarters for hundreds of years. So I interviewed during the pandemic a man named Winston, and he leads a business out of Kano, Nigeria called Winston Leathers. And they are actually a third generation tannery. So he confirmed that his tannery produces leather goods and exotic skins for brands like LVMH, so Louis Vuitton's portfolio of brands, Ralph Lauren, many other luxury brands. And I interviewed him on Twitter. I'll link to that thread so you can go back and read it. But yeah, he shared that this practice of providing exotic skins to the world, but specifically to China, goes back to the Silk Road, when traders in Mali were providing leather goods up through Morocco and on into Asia. Moroccan leather is known for its quality, and Winston actually shared that Moroccan leather can be traced back to Kano, Nigeria, and it's actually Kano leather. So I love all the conversation that Chinese manufacturers have started around like amplifying that those goods are produced and manufactured in China. I want to go a layer deeper and talk about how Black people are actually contributing to the manufacturing as well, because the leather goods and the exotic skins that make up those bags that they're putting together in China actually started on the continent of Africa, in Nigeria. Okay, let's talk about it. If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about all of it. And, sorry, I'm getting ready. I'm gonna put my brush down to talk about some bags that I love by Black designers. So this beauty is Antelope. This is by a brand called Brother Valet. A Black woman named Aurora James leads that brand. I still wear fur, don't kill me. I read a great New York Times article about how basically fur was phased out when Black women were able to access it in greater numbers. So basically, because Black women could access something that white people felt was exclusive to them, that's when they decided, oh no, vegan leather. And I am not a proponent of, inhumane treatment of animals, but I do love fur, and it is a part of Black womanhood, Black girlhood, rites of passage. We hand down fur coats. So I love a fur. Brother Valet has great bags, and they also benefit women in Africa who construct these bags. I want to talk about Hanifa. I can't get enough of Hanifa. I love Hanifa Muvemba as a person, and she is also a Black designer from the continent of Africa. She is from Congo, and she produces bags. This is a great bag. It comes in a larger size. It also comes in black, I believe, and maybe red. And yes, I love this bag. She sent this bag to me. Thank you so much, sister. Love this down and wear it, okay? And we gotta talk about Loire. So Loire is headed by Raul Lopez. He is a person of color, and he's actually previously one half of Hood by Air. So if you're familiar with Hood by Air, they pioneered streetwear. He was one half of the duo who founded it and led it. So icon already. He circled back, okay, and hit us with another brand called Loire. This is the ostrich texture. This is 100% genuine leather. It's ostrich textured. I also have a smooth version of this bag in brown. And then I also want to shout out another Black handbag designer named Wilglery. She heads the brand Anima Iris. I had the pleasure of working with Wilglery when I was at Amazon. So I was brought to Amazon. Many of you know I work in luxury fashion. Hi, I'm Shelby. I'm a costume and fashion historian, a Forbes 30 Under 30 honoree, a Vogue Business 100 Innovator honoree, and a 10+ year veteran of the luxury fashion industry. And during my career journey, Amazon brought me over to stand up their luxury division. And so I onboarded luxury brands with an emphasis on Black luxury brands, okay, and I got to onboard Anima Iris, and Wilglery and her team were amazing. Love her bags down. own more than a couple. They're not within my reach right now, but wanted to shout her out because her bags are still produced on the continent of Africa as well. So support her bags. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, girlies, because it has to go without saying. Black people are in the mix with a lot of things, okay? And this is one of them. So just as China is making sure to assert their contribution and their attribution to the luxury handbag industry, I want to make sure that we assert and attribute Black people's contribution, which is specifically in Kano, Nigeria, via these.
Baby, I'm over here screaming. Ignore this. I just got a shower. China is eating our asses up. They're actually, baby, they're eating everybody up. That motherfucker said, step into the light, Caroline. Them bags ain't being made in Italy. They're being made right here in China, being repackaged in Italy, and they're putting that little stamp, made in Italy. He said, does the quality change if you saw made in China? He said, how would you feel if you found out it was made in China? He said, come to me and get the product. China said, y'all gonna go low, we gonna drive y'all to hell. Baby, I just want y'all to know, if y'all see my sisters with some Birkins, they the real Birkins, we went straight to China. Hey, I mean, if I could get them a Birkin for $200, $300, and it's the real spill deal, I don't mind that motherfucker saying made in China. I hope they don't either, bitch. It's gonna be a Merry Christmas around here. I'm going straight to the dealer. What? Baby, they done cut the middleman. This is like the plug. I ain't got to go to the store no more. I can go to the dealer himself. China. Any Chinese person that see this, that got them, that they was calling replicas, go ahead, hit the DM. Hit the D and the M. I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of y'all for standing on motherfucking business, and I love waking up to the bullshit. I just love it. China, do your thing, baby. Show out and show up, okay? Now, my sister might not get no Birkins, because I don't even care for no shit like that, but yeah, I want some shit. Listen, China, I'm here. I stand. Let's go. Let's ride, baby.
So listen, y'all know I'm all about community, so I'm about to give y'all the 3 people who are giving you all the tea on the Chinese manufacturers. And I'm also going to tag their profiles in the caption and the comments. So the first one is Luna. Luna gives you all the tea on the suppliers for Sephora, Zara, where to buy your luxury accessories, and the best website to source the products from China. Number 2, we got the homie Sen Bags, and he pretty much gave up all the tea on how it is that Birkins are manufactured. And he said, oh, y'all thought Hermès had quality? Watch this. Then we got Lily. Not only does Lily give you the tea on how it is that you can ship the products to the United States, but she also gives you the easiest way to get your products to the US, and step by step for those of you who are afraid of the language barrier on how to buy the goods from China. And then last but not least, if you look inside the label of your favorite sneaker, I promise you it was made in Asia. So you probably want to go straight to the source, and I'm going to recommend my guy Remy Sneakers. And as you can see below, they show you the quality of the shoes. While a lot of folks scream knockoff, these are the exact same manufacturers that manufactures the shoes, the luxury goods, the bags, the clothing that you buy from the stores. You're welcome.
And $10. All is $10. We have 7 colors. Look.
I'm so sorry, I just had to, but I do have something serious to say. No shade to that creator whatsoever, but to anyone who still thinks that made in China means that something is of an inferior quality needs to address the latent racism that lives within them. Just because a Birkin or a Chanel classic flap is then sent to France to add the made in France symbol right at the end doesn't mean that French quality and French craftsmanship is somehow superior than Chinese. If you're someone who subscribes to this belief system, I would really ask you to critically analyze where this Eurocentric belief system has come from. Because clearly, from every single brand that you can think of, from Lululemon to COS to Chanel to Hermès to every product in Sephora is manufactured in China, clearly they're doing something right. This isn't anything new, and another example that comes to mind is how they tried to demonize MSG and Chinese food cooking based on one letter to a journal that had absolutely zero facts or evidence to back it up, when MSG is actually a naturally occurring compound in foods such as tomato and cheese. It's called monosodium glutamate, and it's literally naturally occurring. I think what is particularly egregious about this slander against made in China is that it ignores the absolute rich wealth of history about Chinese trade and Chinese manufacturing. Think back to the Silk Road and how Chinese silk was once the epitome of luxury fashion. Forget about the row, and this was thousands of years ago. In China, their looms were weaving the most intricate brocade designs way before the West ever got it. They had porcelain, they had jade, they had some of the earliest examples of calligraphy on man-made paper, yet we discount all of that rich history, all of those thousands of years of craftsmanship, and demonize made in China. I'm so glad that the Chinese wholesalers are hitting back and asking Western consumers to wake up, because this is the revolution. It is being televised, and if this app gets taken away from us, we'll all know why.
$10, $10, and $10. Always $10. We have 7 colors. Look.
I'm so sorry, I just had to, but I do have something serious to say. No shade to that creator whatsoever, but to anyone who still thinks that made in China means that something is of an inferior quality needs to address the latent racism that lives within them. Just because a Birkin or a Chanel classic flap is then sent to France to add the made in France symbol right at the end doesn't mean that French quality and French craftsmanship is somehow superior than Chinese. If you're someone who subscribes to this belief system, I would really ask you to critically analyze where this Eurocentric belief system has come from. Because clearly, from every single brand that you can think of, from Lululemon to COS to Chanel to Hermès to every product in Sephora is manufactured in China, clearly they're doing something right. This isn't anything new, and another example that comes to mind is how they try to demonize MSG and Chinese food cooking based on one letter to a journal.
I thought it was common knowledge that luxury items aren't that expensive to make. Like, you're really just paying for the brand of it all. It's like how much worth people are putting into the brand itself and giving it like the status of being luxury. And like if a company comes out and prices their bags at a certain price point and says we're a luxury brand, even though it cost $50 to make whatever the fuck, and then they sell it for $50,000, it is the people putting the worth of that brand into the brand. It's like how $1 is literally just a piece of paper. Like, it literally is just a piece of paper. And it's not even a sturdy one. Like, other countries have sturdy bills. We can rip our shit so fucking easily, it's ridiculous. But we have so much, like, worth in this dollar. We put so much worth into the dollar, so it means so fucking much, and it means, like, everything. But at the end of the day, it's a piece of paper. It's the same thing with these luxury brands. Like, yes, it's a nice bag, and, it, you know, yay, it was $50,000, but it cost them $200 to make from beginning to end. So you're just paying for, like, the branding and, like, the little medallion that's on the luxury item. That's really all it is, seriously.